just get colder and colder and colder. It's like 2-3 layers for me all the time, man. It's so cold out there. Where are you guys at? And how cold is it there for you? Probably in the Philippines. It might be a little warmer, generally speaking, 85 degrees, 85 degrees there. But I'll just say hello to everybody. How are you on this beautiful day? Good to have you all on this beautiful day. Once again, we're coming together with a little teaching to help us on our, I don't know, maybe a little success principle that might help us in our daily walk. Lots of stuff going on today. Got some videos we're going to be making on some real estate stuff. Going to help us out a little bit with that. Good morning, Jeremy. And let's see who else is on there this morning. Not too many. So yeah, wait for you guys to dial in. Melissa Spino and Trent's on there and a few other people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, as people jump on there, I'll say hi as people jump on there this morning. It's interesting that, you know, the life we live, and I was driving around this morning. Good morning, Pastor Jerry. Good morning, July. I think we got to stay moving, man. I mean, I'm just driving around Clark County praying this morning, seeking the Lord, and trying to think about different things in our lives. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Richard. Just kind of moving in our lives, and we got to stay moving all the time. I don't like inactivity. I don't like sitting around doing nothing. I just don't know if that would be a good life for me to live. Good morning, Mary. I don't know if that would be a really good life for me to live. I don't like doing that. It's just no fun for me. Lots of good stuff coming up. Of course, we got Kelso campus. We got Vancouver campus in our church-wise. We've got had a couple people pass away recently. Friends of ours in Spokane, Sharkey's, actually Pastor Sharkey's son-in-law, David, good man, played golf with him. He was a golf pro. I enjoyed playing golf with him. And so we're going to go over there. And then Bob Harrison's daughter-in-law, Rock Harrison, we've hunted together and stuff. She passed away. I didn't even know she was ill, so that was kind of a weird situation there. But anyway, I hate death. I hate cancer. I hate all those kind of things. Good morning, Io. Good morning. Who else is on there? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see. We got Melissa's on there and everybody. So anyway, good stuff happening. Thanksgiving. I can't believe Thanksgiving's already upon us. Crazy times. If you're watching on YouTube, would you smash the subscribe button, please? As a matter of fact, I'd like to see all of you guys go over to YouTube, watch us, smash the subscribe button if you would. It helps us with our daily audience and different things. Or you could just share it over to your Facebook page and so on and so forth. We appreciate it. So we're talking about the different laws of success, different biblical laws for success. You know, law is just that. It's a law. There's certain things that we can do on purpose to bring success to our lives. And I try to live by these as best I can, try to live by these, walk in the things of God, walk in these things as best we can. Because I think it's important to walk in laws, biblical laws, to bless us. God set up a program, if you will, that we could walk in. Good morning, Ken. God set up a program that we could walk in, that if we'll do certain things, success will be our outcome, if you will. And he really has to do that. We think that God's up there just kind of pulling levers to see one's success and one's not. And that's just not the way things are with God. He sets up principles and different things that we can live by to cause success in our life. Today, I want to talk to you about the law of honesty. The law of honesty. Honesty really is a matter of the heart. It really is. Good morning, Debbie Bennett. Honesty is a matter of the heart. The heart is the thing that you have to protect. In Proverbs 4, he said, guard your heart, for out of it spring the issues of life, or the forces of life. Honesty is a big deal to me because you can't cheat the system long term. Now, people, you can cheat for a while, but you can't cheat the system long term. In Exodus chapter 20 and verse 15 through 17, it says, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness, you shall witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox or his donkey, or anything that is in your neighbor's. Now, that's of course a good rule to live by. I mean, thou shalt not steal is a good rule to live by, but basically there's three things here: is you shouldn't steal, lie, or covet. Steal, lie, or covet. But my whole thing is it's much deeper than that, which we're going to talk about. But really, the questions you have to ask yourself in these situations is it illegal? That's a good question when you're doing business. Here's another question. If someone had a camera on you all the time, would you be proud of what you saw on the screen, on the camera? And the third question is, if others did the same thing, how would you feel? In other words, if somebody did the same thing to you, how would you feel? And then the fourth one is, there's 4 or 5 questions you have to ask yourself, is would your transaction be the same if you were dealing with a loved one? Your son, your daughter, would your transaction be the same? Number 5 is, someone experiences a loss as a result of my profit. It's kind of interesting because I'm in the real estate world, and if you have any real estate needs, please give me a call. My phone number's there. Text me, call me. Want to help you out buying your real estate, helping you move that real estate. Even if it's 9 months from now, you're planning on something, we want to help you out with your real estate needs. We can give you a value of your home or your business or whatever it might, or your business property, if you will, and help you with your real estate needs. And it goes towards, really, I mean, obviously we make a profit on it, but it goes towards us helping pastors and long-term. God's given me a mandate to help ministry people, get them involved in the real estate world and help out. So smash the like button if you're watching this on YouTube, and give me a call or text me and let me know if we can help you out with your real estate needs. But in the real estate world, it's interesting to me, and Christians are the worst ones for this. We like to lowball. We say we like to lowball offers. We're going to lowball. We say we're going to lowball. Well, I get that. I mean, I understand giving an offer like that. But really what you're saying is, I'm going to take money out of their pocket to put it into my pocket. I understand negotiations, and we should be the best we can be for that. But Christians are the worst ones because they think somehow God's going to bless them at the expense of somebody else. And so for me, it's like, well, rather than lowball offer, which I think sometimes that's appropriate because, maybe something's overpriced or whatever, and I get that. But why don't we believe God for the extra money to put down so nobody's hurt by the situation? And you can do that sometimes when it's just a different mentality, a different way of thinking. I think God would actually bless us with that. Good morning, Heather Condon. Good morning, Ann. God can bless us with the extra money to do that. And people is like, no, I don't want to do that. That's not where I see the source. I want to lowball somebody else to get there. And it's really an integrity issue. Isaiah 10, verse 1 and 2 says, woe to those who decree unrighteous decrees, who write misfortune, which they have prescribed, to rob the needy of justice, and to take what is right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. There's a woe in there that when we do something to rip somebody else off, it changes our heart. It makes us think different. It changes our heart. To me, it's really about our heart. So, to me, like I wrote them, I had these on my notes, but one time Teresa went out of IKEA or something, and I can't remember what the situation, but is underpaid for something or lower paid for something and found out later. And we drove all the way back over there to make sure that we made sure that it was paid for. And because it's not that IKEA would miss the money. Nobody's going to go, oh, well, gosh, wonder what happened to that. It's a few dollars or whatever it was. But it wasn't about making things right with IKEA. It was about making sure your heart's right. Because I want my heart to be clean in everything that I do. And honesty is a way of being able to operate in the principles of God from a standpoint of honesty is probably the greatest thing you'll ever do. So let me say this to you like this. So let's say that I cheat on my taxes, I fudge on my golf game, I say things that aren't correct, I'll manipulate a little bit, I try to get my way. And so consequently, my heart is a dishonest heart in a way. I mean, I'm not, I'm not trying to say we're going to hell or anything like that. I'm just saying that we deal from an aspect of dishonesty, and then we get a cancer and say, I want to speak the truth now. I want to say, God, by his stripes we're healed. By his stripes we're healed. And go, wait a minute, you've been speaking dishonest things. You've been working from a dishonest level all this time, and now you want to speak truth. Now you want this to work for you, what you did. So to me, it's really it's a condition of the heart. It's not about whether we rip somebody off. That's important not to, obviously. Or that we treat everybody the same. That's important, obviously. But really it comes back to, what is the condition of your heart? And if we deal from a dishonest gain, one time we did a real estate deal, and Jen and I did a real estate deal, and gosh, I mean, I knew that our offer was taking advantage of somebody else. And I had to go to some, and legally speaking, I couldn't do anything about it because I was obligated. Once they accepted that offer, they were obligated. I'm thinking, gosh, do they know how much that appraisal was? And you want to shout it from the rooftops. You want to say, wait a minute, man, you guys, you're selling this place way too cheap, but I was representing somebody over here. And anyway, so, I mean, it was a good deal. But the fact that I thought about it, I wanted to walk out and say to the owners, don't sell it that cheap. Don't sell it that cheap. But I was obligated by law not to do that, obviously, and I didn't, because I'm obligated a fiduciary responsibility to my clients. But I thought about it a lot. I'm like, you guys are way underselling this place. It's kind of crazy. But at least my heart was right in thinking that way. Warren Buffett has 3 criteria for hiring people. When he hires people, it doesn't matter your background, your color, or your, or so on and so forth. But he has 3 criteria for hiring people: integrity, intelligence, and energy. Do they have integrity? Are they intelligent? And do they have energy? And those are the 3 things that he hires on. To me, it's about how we develop our spirit. Matthew 5:37 says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Whatever's more than these is from evil. So the Bible talks about let your yes be yes and your no be no. In other words, be a person of your word. Are you a person of your word? And this gets down to me, not just in business deals, but again, every day of life. If you tell me you're going to be there at 9 o'clock, but you kind of have a reputation of showing up at 9:15 or 9:20, and that's your reputation, you may not think you're a liar, but I'm using some strong language, but you're kind of a liar. You're kind of a liar. You don't mean to be. You're not trying to tell everybody, well, I'm a liar here, but you constantly are late. What you're telling other people is whatever I say doesn't really matter. So I'd rather do things like this. I'll say, hey, I'll try to be there at 9, but give me till 9:15 or 9:20, and then I usually show up at 10 minutes till. But because it's not about whether I get there and so on and so forth. It's about me. What is the condition of my heart when it's all said and done? What is the condition of my heart? I tell you, it's the greatest thing. Your heart your heart is what you have. Your heart is what you have to guard, that sucker, because out of it springs the issues of life. And people say, well, I don't know why I'm not a success. And I've seen so many train wrecks over the years where just absolute total train wrecks, and they can't figure out why. Why did this happen? Why am I a train wreck? Why did this happen to me the way it did? Well, you set yourself up with years of dishonesty. You set yourself up years of not telling yourself the truth, not being honest with yourself, not being, a person of integrity. It's kind of like, you sell that car. It's like, well, I got to sell that car because I know a bunch of things wrong with it, so I got to dump it on the market. Okay. Think about what you just said there. There's a bunch of stuff wrong, so you're trying to hide it to give it your problems to the next person. I'm not sure that's the way to go. When I sell the car, it's like, is there anything? I want to expose everything about the car. Why? Because I don't want to reap what I sow in that area, and you will reap what you sow. To me, it's almost a daily constant battle to let your yes be yes and your no be no. But you will, if you want success in this life, if you really want success in this life, and you want to speak God's word, and you want to say, Father, I thank you, mountain be removed. And you do that from a dishonest heart because you've lied to yourself and you've lied to your customers and you lied to your wife and you lied to your kids and you told everybody you're going to show up on time, but you don't show up on time and you do all these kind of things. And then you expect the word of God to work for you when you're ministering from a dishonest heart. Now, you may be, well, I'm a good person. I don't doubt that. I'm not saying you're going to hell. I'm not saying any of that kind of stuff. It's just that we get ourselves in these patterns of negativity, and we get ourselves in these patterns of lying, and we get ourselves in these patterns of dishonesty, and it's a highly camouflaged form of unbelief that takes you down the wrong path. Somebody gives you $5 extra change and you shouldn't do it, take it right back into that store and make sure they get it back. Someone does something, gives you something they shouldn't have, take it right back in there. You find something on the street that you don't. I was driving down the road I was driving down 205 on about the Mill Plain exit, and here was a big white ice chest. And it's obviously somebody had it on the back of their fishing boat, and it fell off. And I went and picked it up, and I put it on Craigslist. I said, hey, anybody lose a big white cooler? You know, it's like a $200 cooler, big thing. And I put it on Facebook. Nobody responded. I'm sure that nobody cared. I mean, it's just lost that. And it's my cooler today, but I made sure that I put it out there because I don't want to just feel like that somebody's missing that cooler. Somebody was missing that thing. Now it's mine because I put it out there and nobody responded and so on and so forth. But at least in my heart, I took the steps to do something like that, because if you don't do those steps, you fool your heart and become dishonest. Check up on yourself. Maybe the reason why you're speaking the word and it's not working, maybe sometimes you're speaking things and it's not working in your life. Check up on your heart. Make sure you have a good heart. All right, smash the like button or smash the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. And if you have any real estate needs, text me, call me. We want to help you buy a house, sell a house, buy commercial property, sell commercial property. Portland, Vancouver, Kelso, the beach. And in Portland also, we have a great person over there. Brooke is a great person over there we can recommend over there also. We love you guys, believe in you, and you must be born again to enter the kingdom of heaven. How do you do that? Paul said it this way. You confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus, believe in your heart God raised him from the dead, you will